What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm finally ready to show you all my top 10 new list of the best robots of 2021. And without further ado, let's begin. The reason why Erebus is at number 10 and not higher on this list is because it is generally a fragile robot, and to become a meta robot, it has to be balanced in terms of firepower and survivability, and a few other factors. Another reason why Erebus isn't on a different spot is due to the release of the shield-breaking Fafnir pilot. It practically takes away the only mode of defense that Erebus has. Despite this, the reason why Erebus even makes it onto this list is because of the amount of firepower and shield potential compared to other robots. As long as you don't encounter any shield-breaking Fafnirs and always stay out of enemies' range, you can dish out insane amounts of damage. In the last tier list I made a few months ago, Demeter was on the number 2 spot. And the reason why it was pushed back so far is mainly because of one thing: shield-breaking Fafnirs. The Fafnir is the reason why so many robots have become a lot worse. It has basically become a mini nerf to everything with a shield. And that is also the case with Demeter, because it relies on an absorber shield to stay alive and keep its teammates alive. And so basically, when a Fafnir passes by and you don't have any other form of defense or phase shift, you have two options: run away, retreat to your teammates, or get killed by the Fafnir. That's basically it. I have a lot of experience using Demeter, healing teammates and shielding them, but sometimes it becomes ineffective at this point because of Fafnir shield breaking things. And that's it. If you don't have your ability, no phase shift, no advanced repair unit, no defense, you're basically done with your Demeter, and you're gonna have to go to another robot and it would just be a waste. So, taking a more positive note though, the Demeter is still one of the best supports in the game, and when played in a squad, Demeter could beat most of the other robots on this list, like what you are seeing now. Despite all the changes in the meta, Ravana still continues to be a well-rounded robot, because at the moment there is still no way to kill the Ravana while it's in its ability. Sure, you can disable the ability, but when played carefully, you can just dodge it. Though the reason why Ravana is not higher on this list is because the other robots are generally more well-rounded. If you run out of ability charges on your Ravana, you're practically almost dead. I say almost because you could still have a phase shift and a last stand, etc. But overall, if you would ask me, I would say that Ravana is still a good robot, overall. Is it surprising to see Blitz here? For some, yes, but for most, probably not. Blitz is still an amazing brawler with a decent amount of HP and resistance, plus a hint of suppression. Though do note that the Blitz only makes it here because of its legendary pilot Clive Vicious. Without him, Blitz would not even be on this list. Also, do note that there are many ways to counter resistance nowadays, so bear that in mind when deciding to get this robot. But despite that, in skillful hands, the Blitz can still hit like a truck. Talking about tanks, Fafnir is probably the first one that comes to mind. And it is true, the Fafnir is one of the best, if not the best frontline tanks in the game. Though to be really effective, you need to have Bernadette Wolf for that extra HP. A downside of the Fafnir is that it is really slow compared to other tanks like Revenant. But despite that, for holding down beacons, Fafnir is a literal beast. It can have up to 500-600k HP that I've seen, and if there are many Fafnirs defending one beacon, even Titans can have an extremely difficult time. Add a healer and you're probably all unstoppable, and the enemy team will be practically hopeless at that point. So yeah, the Fafnir is still an amazing beast and definitely deserves being on this list. Despite the nerf, Hawk still continues to be one of the best, if not the best, Titan counters in the game. Sure, the Fafnir's built-in weapon can deal a lot to Titans, but it is only 350 meters range, or brawling distance. The Hawk's cannon is 500 meters, which is a huge difference and can really help killing those sniper Titans in the distance. Though on the ground, Hawk can be very fragile, so you have to be very careful while using it. Though there is a fix to this, by using defense chips or other forms of protection like phase shift and healing, it can become a lot better. And I think Hawk has a very specific use case rather than an all-rounder, but because it is so good at its niche, which is basically killing Titans, it deserves the number 5 spot on this list. The monster himself. In my last tier list video, Shell placed number 1 spot, and the reason why it's number 4 now is not because of a nerf, it's just because other robots pushed it away in terms of meta. Don't get me wrong, Shell is still an insane brawler and a beacon capper, but due to the release of the acid flamethrowers and Fafnir, it has become quite easy to counter Shell and kill it. But with the right equipment, Shell still has a massive fighting chance. Like you could see lots of squads still running 6 shells dealing massive damage, upper 876 millions, and that is a lot. Orochi is one of the fastest, if not the fastest robot in the game. Also, one of the best class assassin robots too. It can be used for sniping, brawling, or beacon capping. There are so many things you can use it for. The only thing that makes Orochi not as good is its overall survivability. Quantum Raider or an Aljun pilot is all you need to counter this sneaky little bot. Despite this, Orochi is still a top tier meta bot for sure. I even tried using Prismas on it for once and it got me to Living Legend, so we can really show how Orochi plays a key role in this. The Revenant truly deserves the number 2 spot. It has great firepower and is nearly unkillable in its ability. This robot is a true representation of tank meta. Though it is not the fastest of the tanks, it also makes up for that with its teleportation. I think Revenant is an overall balanced robot, not just in terms of gameplay, but also in terms of health for the game. We need more great bots like this that aren't too strong, but at the same time aren't very weak that they become unviable. And taking the number 1 spot is Fafnir. Are you surprised? For me, not even a bit. The Fafnir is the jack of all trades robot, but instead, it's the master of multiple things. Insane speed, high resistance, 4 medium weapons, insane firepower, absorber shield, you get what I mean. It literally can do almost anything and everything. It is so OP that when in the hands of a player of high skill, with the right equipment, it can practically counter everything in the game. Think about anything that cannot get killed by a Fafnir with the right things at the right time at the right moment. And this robot has one weakness. Everyone knows that it doesn't have resistance while in the air. Despite that, there are still so many ways to remove this weakness, by just using phase shift when you get hit, or having damage resistance, or by simply landing. And I really think that the Fafnir is way too unbalanced. And even though I have an MK3 Fafnir myself, I really support the idea of this robot getting nerfed, because it's just too much. The game becomes really boring and unfair for a lot of weaker players or free-to-plays or low spenders who don't have the meta when it comes. Even the legendary pilot is too OP and needs a nerf. The shields of robots like Erebus and Demeter are the only things that they have to defend themselves and keep themselves alive, and with the legendary pilot just taking it away really makes them useless. But nonetheless, Fafnir is truly the number 1 bot in the game until it gets nerfed, and despite that, I think after the nerf, Fafnir will still be hitting hard. And that was it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on all notifications so you get to stay tuned for more upcoming great videos like this one. And also, tell me what you guys think about my list and what you agree to disagree on, and also tell me what your personal list is down in the comment section below. And also, as another side note, this is the part 2 of my 5 Skadi giveaway, so if you want to know all the rules for that, please go visit the main giveaway video on my channel. And that was basically it. Thank you once again for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to be catching you all in the next one.